Hi, everybody. Welcome to Saturday Solutions. Yeah, this is Katie, the kdmoonchild's world, and welcome to my channel. We come together here on Saturdays to take a look, not just at the issues and the problems that have been plaguing us for the last few days, weeks, whatever. We don't come here just to look at those problems. We aren't focused on the problems. That's only one card. All the rest of these cards are solutions to the one card. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited to have you here. To my subscribers, you know I love you and I'm so glad you're here. You all are the reason I am coming here every week to do this. Spirit tells me these things so that, maybe you're a little more prepared for what is coming ahead. If you like what you see here, maybe you'd like to share it with someone. If you think it might resonate with them, give me a like. And that's the last time I will mention that stuff. I always thought that was crazy to do that at the beginning of the video when you haven't seen what I have to present for you yet. But here you are. So let's start the presentation. What do you say? As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. We come here to enjoy what we are doing. Totally and thoroughly find fun answers, inspiration, whatever the cards are here to tell us. You will notice we have basically a cross. I actually like to look at it as though it's similar to the medicine wheel. I've been saying we have the four elements. They are the four directions. I was watching a replay of a reading, one of these Saturday Solutions readings the other day, and I kept calling the four directions the four elements. No, similar but not quite. Anyway, we have the four directions. We have north, south, east, and west. North are the mountain obstacles, or the mountains in our life, which may be an obstacle and it may not be an obstacle. Depends on what the rest of the reading has to say. Here in the south, we have the valley, which also can be an obstacle. Over here, we have the promise of a new day in the east with the sunrise. And now we will start with where we are today in the sunset of the west. Let's see what this card has to tell us, huh? Where are we right now? We are upside down in our communications with the ancient ones. It's a beautiful card. We get this card, but we've been getting it in the upright position, like when we were bursting out of our individual bubbles to be connected more to the community. The ancient ones are wondering what happened to you. Where are you? I think before this occurrence of this full moon, we kind of went into a little bit of a exhaustion, slight breakdown, I guess is what you would call it. What I love about this card, though, is over her third eye, she has a heart. And here she has a heart. No matter which direction this card is showing you, those hearts empty into one another. Contact your ancestors. Are you wondering what to do to prepare for these really frightening times ahead? Politically, with the climate, with personal lives. We're all trying to figure out how to handle this. And the ancient ones are tapping us on the shoulder, and we're acting like it's a twitch that needs to go away. And we couldn't be more mistaken. But that's how we learn, is by making our mistakes. Understand that this card right here is telling you, even though it's telling us to talk to the ancient ones, they have seen many, many, many of these. This is the number 1 card. It is the card of new beginnings. The ancient ones have been witness to them all in the history of this planet. And they're telling us in this card to contact them. They will show you your potential in the opportunities that are ahead. Stop looking at what's going to go away, because it is never far out of your reach. Your ancestors and all those who've come before you, they're just waiting for you to contact them. And that includes the archangels, all of the divine. You are not supposed to go through this alone. Yes, last week we were talking about being self-sufficient. There's a difference between being self-sufficient and dependent upon yourself and being alone. You are never alone. You are part of a collective of souls that are constantly sharing energy, thoughts, emotions. It's a net, it's a web of flashing energy that never stops, not even in your sleep. This card is saying the ancient ones are telling you during this harvest moon, full moon, relax and lie back into the web of consciousness. There, you will find easier access to your higher self, where all of your answers are. Kind of hard to do when we're pushing them away like they're a twitch on your shoulder or a burden on your back, because they created what we're going through. You know, there's a reason it was all created to go through this. If we couldn't go through this, we could not ascend, we could not evolve, and we could not become a better society. So enough on that sermon. Let's check and see what our hopes and goals are for this new day, the new beginning over here that's being promised. Wow. This is a 9 card. We are nearing completion. We are gaining attainment, fulfillment, and it's time for us to bring it to fruition. It's time to make that crossover. Once we make that crossover, see that beautiful portal calling us? Once we make the crossover into the invitation to lie back and trust and rest and relax in higher consciousness. That is our safe place. That is our recharge place. That is the place of all creation here in this realm. Wow. So that's the goal, y'all. The goal is to be able to answer when it comes, that invitation. Come on. Come walk through the portal. Let's start the next life. Only thing that concerns me about this card, that bridge appears to be in a wasteland. Now that could be a perception thing. Is it really a wasteland, or is it all just so new that it is rock forming in the beginning? All depends on how you look at this invitation. Is this an invitation to tell you you're crossing over, say goodbye to what you have always known? Or is it an invitation to enter a whole new dimension and density of life? Doesn't end, just changes and moves on. If you don't go with it, you'll get left. So this itty bitty person down here that you can see the shadow of, that's how big that portal is we're going to be invited to come into. And entering into it freely without fear is the crossing that we are being asked to make. Wow, that's a jump. New beginnings to the new beginning is here. Not the promise of a new beginning, but the new beginning is here. Here's the invitation. It's calling you. How do we get there? How do we get where we hear this and quit treating that tap on the shoulder like a twitch? Let's take a look at the enchanted map deck here. Oh, wow. We need to know how to get there. Our ancestors. They're the collectors of all of the discards, of everything we've let go of, that maybe we think we may need to consult again. That's what the bone collector's about. The bone collector says when by the time you give me these things, you release these things and you let them go, is when I show you your new light and deliver you from the desert. Once again, it's a 1 card. New beginning. You cannot increase your potential or hear opportunities if you are cluttered with a bunch of old bones and unpleasant or difficult memories from the past. That's what the bone collector's here to do. She keeps track of the phases and the cycles. And what you release to her, she keeps. But if you ask her, him, to release it to you again, to give it back to you, it's willing and able to do that. The key here is to not ask for it back once you give it to the bone collector, because that is all it is worth. Empty shell of life. Wowie. I didn't explain to you in the middle here, these cards, I kind of skipped them over. This is the roadmap on how to get from where we are to where we want to be, from the sunset to the sunrise of a new day. And the thing that crosses this is our awareness of the horizon line. You know, the mountains, the valleys, all of that. Look at the mountains and the valleys here. It's kind of diffuse and obstructed by a fog. And here it's depicted as a desert. But here, there is no horizon line, really. It's the differences, especially between these two in this realm on the other side of this portal. What is the awareness of the horizon we need to know? Yes. There's always time, but time is ticking. Understand your deadlines and boundaries that you accept to be placed upon you are that, just that, yours. They're man-made. They're not a part of the cosmos. And they are not a part of what your path should be. That's when you feel like the clock is running out. Well, hello. What clock? What clock? It's a bunch of numbers and some hands that constantly turn and change. That's all it is. It doesn't rule anything. It's a human concept, not a cosmic one. This is a 3 card, which is talking to you again this week about watch the groups that you associate yourself with. They may be holding you back. You know, in this clock, I just noticed in this card, look at the clock right there. There's only 12 hours. But they're out there in the ethers, there's a 13 and a 14. Where do they fit in? Pay attention to the details. There's also what appears to be a couple butterflies in this picture. And look, is the wind blowing? Is the air blowing the air balloon a bit sideways? Maybe that's your concept of time. It should be floating freely and smoothly, not blown by the wind. Wow. What a card of expression. It's also a card of growth. Because if you don't pay attention to the details, you can't grow. And if you can't grow, you can't give what you need to give to the bone collector. So you hear the invitation for the opportunities that are there in your face. They're even in behind the bone collector back here. See this? This? They're connected. Wow. So before we come out of this, I need to tell you the card decks. These are all by Colette Baron Reed. This is the Mystical Shaman deck. This is always every week. You will find these cards that I've used listed in the description box below so that you can look them up and check them out in any way you want. Okay? These 4 cards are all by Colette Baron Reed. They're made wonderfully to work together. Yes, okay. I just heard the Spirit say we're going to look at the valleys. Now the valley has to do with our grounding, and our solar plexus. That's why these chakra stones are here. Also, when we get to the chakra card, I have an example of all the stones to show you now. I made these. Anyway, and they've been charged. I put them in the windowsill last night. This is the Sacred Forest card for our valley. This is by Denise Lynn. Wolf spirit. It's going to be a cold, long winter. But as you go through this valley, where it's cold, kind of dark, understand it's family. Whether it is your blood family or the other members of your pack, the other members of your tribe. Those are the people that should matter to you. Not the politicians, not someone who has done their best to try to walk out of your life. Let them go. Let them go. This is a quiet, quiet, quiet place. It's almost a, well, because of the snow, it's a silent place. Your grounding, your center is within you, and you're standing in place, your job in the tribe of mankind. This being a 6 card is also a card of harmony, cooperation, and healing. I wouldn't call this card an obstacle at all, unless you're short on snowshoes. The wolves are there to watch over you and protect you. They are silent in what they do until they rejoice and celebrate with a howl that is contagious to all things. When a wolf howls, if there's a coyote near, they will answer. Birds answer. Prey animals are pretty quiet to begin with, so they're like the snow. But they too are always there. Just know this valley is not an obstacle. This valley is to center and ground you in your journey. Do not go through this center, this card, this valley in haste. Take your time, feel the feels, and do the work. This is the message from Gaia as well. The snow, the weather, there is our valley, there is our obstacle, but only if you make it that way. If you are in preparation for the possibility of being shut in for a period of time due to weather or whatever, you could enjoy the silence and the quiet. The very, very quiet. And when you're in the quiet space, that invitation of the collective to come into the crossing is loud, very loud. So up here, we have the mountain. Now on your horizon, and your awareness of the horizon, they're always there. You can see them for a long ways, unlike the valley that can hold surprises. The mountain also has a surprise because it carries with it a mirage, and it's hard to tell how far sometimes that mountain really is away from you. And how high is it? Can you climb it easily, or is it a difficult task? This card is from the Shamanic Healing deck. Let's see what it has to say, what mountain we have. It's a very quiet reading today. It's all about sacred space. And that is the cosmic concept of time. It is a spiral that pulses in and pulses out, never stopping and never linear. That is sacred timing. It's kind of a apropos card when you think about the mountain. This is definitely climb the mountain, y'all. This is not go around it, don't avoid it, and don't yell at it to get out of your way. This card's telling us to climb it, because on top of it, you can see so much better. It is clear. It is clear. The horizon is below you so far, feels like you can see forever. But because the earth curves, you can't. And that's okay. Because others in the cosmos have your back. The universe has your back. And as long as you make and honor sacred spaces, they won't be an obstacle. They will be a benefit to you. It's the climb that can be an obstacle. But it's one that the release of the joy that you have when you accomplish an extremely difficult task is the feeling of the sacred space you are going to discover at the top of your mountain obstacle. Wow. Move those chakra stones up. Interesting. This reading is very quiet today. I mean, there's a great message in it, but it's, I don't feel like I'm preaching to you. And I know like I'm preaching to the choir 99% of the time. How about we dive in and see what chakra we have blocked that's preventing us from contacting our ancestors and, you know, preparing for this completion. This is something we've been dreaming about and asking for so long. What chakra is blocked? All of them. You do not understand. We do not understand that for all eternity, our energies, our souls, our higher consciousness is, how funny, limitless. We don't get it? That's where we're blocked. So I don't have to point out any particular stone, I don't think. Interesting, I have all the chakras up here, and that's telling us that's what we got. That is our soul star chakra. It is infinite energy It is our connection of spirit and spiritual energy of the universe. And it is all encompassing. When it is balanced, you feel a part of the cosmos, a part of that net we're being asked to relax into. You have that connectedness between all things so that you understand that little prey animal and the predator and how they can lay together without devouring each other. You have clarity of your viewing of limitations, because to you they're just illusions. And when it's balanced, you have a commitment to your spiritual purpose. It is all about transcendence. When it's balanced, you have an overwhelming zest for life and the ability to access past life memories. Hello, bone collector. You ask for something back. You may get something back from a past life and not the current life you're in. Oh! When it's out of balance, we're restless, having a hard time sleeping lately? Oh, hell yeah. And you need to be grounded. Feeling a strong need to plug in to life, to the ground, to your center, to your core, and to get to know that core. We aren't feeling that. We have a lack of purpose, and we're scared and filled with anxiety about our life's path. No wonder it feels like that tap on the shoulder, the invitation to come into this shift openly is feeling like a twitch. We're scared of it. And so that makes us want to isolate and hide. Wow. There are crystals that go with this. Herderite, clear quartz, Herkimer diamond, and rainbow moonstone. Interesting, we get this card on the harvest moon, supermoon. Period following such a powerful moon. That energy does not go away fast. Here's the affirmations you need to say, and I'm telling you, we all have to do this, please. As often as you can, more than 3, 6, 9 if possible. I have a deep commitment to my spiritual purpose. I acknowledge I am a spiritual being. I respond to the calling of my soul. I embody universal peace. I am connected to all things in the universe. I allow the divine to enter and transform my life. I have the ability to tap the energy of the universe, which is completely limitless through all eternity. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. I hear from you and the cosmos. You have a powerful message for us today. This is why you asked me to use the Zodiac Oracle card. Hello, Aries. Be strong as you walk and have purpose in your path. You are not only a light, but you are a phoenix, a ram, and nothing stands in your way once you get out of your way and set your mind to it. This is your opportunity for a better life, for a better world, and a better connection to everything. Hello, Aries. Wow, thank you, Spirit. Woohoo! Look, Aries is like coming up out of a portal. Take Aries' hand when you hear that invitation and go. Ascend. Make the crossing. You will still be here on this planet, but you'll see everything differently. Everything differently. The moon has got 2 messages down here for us from the Moon Magic deck by Stacey DeMarco. Kind of Aries oriented, I'd say. Wow. And there's our crossing. When you make that choice to cross, hello? Hello? Oh, goodness sakes. I'm sitting here. I will be right there. Sorry about that. Someone came to my door. Let's finish this. Let's get this. We were, let's see, Aries. Oh, yes. And the moon. The full moon in Aries. This is what we are experiencing. What is the message you have for us, please? Every day I focus on what's important, not what might be or what has been. Wowie. And the second message, wow, that's a stand in your power image if I've ever seen one. Yes, everybody, Aries is all about standing in your personal power. I will persist. My will is strong. Holy cow, Moon. Thank you. Wow. I'm just going to let you look at the pictures. My will is strong. I will persist. I am not defeated. Wow. That's interesting to come back to. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful, beautiful energy. Phew. Spirit, you've obviously got a pat on the back for us to send us on our way today. What are you going to tell us under our pretty little beautiful white pure bunny? of the therapests. Oh, I love it. What a beautiful kitty. You're not going to succeed at everything you try, and that's okay. I was reminded yesterday, this very thing. Sometimes there are those that come to you for assistance and guidance, and it may be in an area that you have no expertise on. This is when you must practice discernment and know when to say, I'm not good at that, but I know someone who is, and refer that person on to the person that could really help them. And I'm a firm believer in that. That's what I'm here for, is to give you guys inspiration, help you be strong, invoke Aries in you. So yeah, it's interesting how this was a very quiet reading until we turned over the Aries card. And then everything started happening. I love it. I love you all. I am so glad you're here. Thank you for coming to listen to this. What a message. Be kind to one another, you know, and be kind to everybody. It's so much easier to just be nice. There are times when, you know, you might have to stand up for yourself, but you can do that very short and concisely. And it doesn't have to come out mean. It can come out as a simple question. For instance, I don't normally talk about politics, but I got to in this to tell you this story. I was riding the bus, which I do frequently because I have no car. This was when, oh gosh, I guess this was probably back in 2017, 2016, 2017. Donald Trump had been president for a while. And there was a man on the bus bragging and bragging and bragging to everybody about how much Donald Trump had really, really helped him improve his portfolio. He was becoming a rich man and he was so happy. And everybody on the bus was, you know, all looking on the ground like, oh yeah, right, okay. And I looked up at the guy and I says, wow, really? Then why are you riding the bus? And the guy just, his jaw dropped and he looked at me and realized what he was doing and he sat down. I mean, basically, he shut up. So, yeah, why are you riding the bus if you're getting rich? But I didn't insult him. I just asked him a question. Why are you on the bus? You should have a chauffeur, don't you? Or at least drive a BMW, right? What about a Lambo? Hey, Danny. If you're watching, Danny Shea, Mr. Lamborghini. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next time. And you know, you never know where I might pop up around here. I love you guys. Bye-bye now.